Hey, I'm BNI Brick, and welcome to the return, I guess, of the seller stream. We'll see how this goes. Sent a couple invites out to a couple fellow sellers that were on the show previously with me, and basically just want to sit and talk with you guys about what your questions might be, answer some of them and whatnot. Just, I guess, to waste time. In the meantime, I'm probably going to end up opening some figs or some crap like that. But I'm expecting questions to come in. I'm hoping there'll be some other sellers that'll join us, and I'm hoping this becomes a weekly thing. So check out the comments. And there's no questions. Yeah. So yesterday I picked up 2 cases of Lego Ninjago movie CMFs. They were on Speckle over at a large toy store in the world. 2 for $5. So they had 4 cases of the Ninjagos out, a case of the Series 17 out, 2 cases of the Batmans out, and told me that they had a lot in the back. So it's nice to know for the next time Toys R Us does a 2 for $5, and I'm prepped for it, that I have a store that I know that I can go to and sort of, grab a lot. Because they had these up at the counter. It had carts in front of them. Couldn't access them because that's where they staged all of their returns from. So I walked around, even looked up in front, couldn't find them. And then, lo and behold, started asking around and did find them. Then the lady at the front counter told me that it was limit 1. And I asked her why it was limit 1. And she said because of eBayers that come in and buy them all out and make sure the kids aren't happy. And I said, well, it's a series of 20. They're collectible. They're all individual packs. And a bunch of these figs are armyable, which means kids want to get a bunch of them. And your special is 2 for $5. So how does that work at limit 1? I said, and there's no signs that say limit 1. And I grabbed 2 cases and started walking over to the cash register and was checking out. And then another guy came over and was checking with her, and she said, well, I think they used to be limit 1. She said, but that doesn't make sense really. And she hadn't heard my spiel over there in the other area. Not really a spiel, just a little tiny, I don't understand how this works. It's like, how does your special work 2 for $5 if you're limiting to 1? So anyways, lo and behold, they really didn't have a problem with letting me check out. I think that the issue was they probably have a problem with eBayers coming in there to swoop them out the first week it's available or whatever. I know the TRU had the wrong street date on their figs, so maybe they had some sort of whatever with that. But it was 2 p.m. on the last day of the sale, and they had 7 cases of figs sitting on a rack. So it didn't feel as though I was taken from the kids, really. So anyways, let's see if we have any questions. Great South Bricks, what's going on? Get some other people in here. As well. Ralph, Haley, Big Sue, what's going on? Mr. Thug, Iceberg, Spong, Kitten Village Ranch, what's going on? El Paso, how are you? MD, Fast Squirrel. Yeah, everybody heard about the fishing village. This isn't really, this show is more geared towards the seller side of things. Don't really want to talk about sets that are just released unless we're going to talk about sets that were just released and what we're going to do with them to hold them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Brick Biters and MLG Gaming. So, one of the questions was, I guess it's a question, is my small store is not doing that good, and it all depends upon what you put into your store. If you find something that works for you, go with it. I always suggest that people buy and part out what they like. So buy what you build, part out what you build, because that will reflect in the sort of, like, I guess, the passion you have for keeping that sort of stuff up. I don't know. Everybody's got their own thing. That's why I don't. A lot of people have this weird competition thing, especially amongst the YouTubers. Not saying that there is, but people expect there to be. That's what I'm trying to say. Between different sellers on YouTube and stuff like that, and I don't really see it or get it because everybody does different things. Everybody pursues different objectives or whatever. So eventually, like after the fourth part out, there is no store that's exactly the same anyways. So it's not like we're all stocking the same, Matchbox cars or something like that. If you're parting out sets, you've got a field of things to choose from. It's not as, it's more so when it's sealed sets that I would see more of there being a competition between stores. Let's see. MLG Gaming, no, I'm not going to do any live builds of new sets, ever, never. There's channels that do that specifically that you can go check out that are geared towards that type of stuff. So, no. I'm going to guess El Paso Bricks' store name is El Paso Bricks. Big B Bricks, how's business been? It's been super slow for folks, I've heard. Business is business. It is the summer, or we're getting out of the summer. It is, people don't build as much during the summer as they do during the winter months when they're shut in. It's a phenomenon called can't go outsidedness, and people tend to build. So it's always the slow period during the summer, but it was nice to actually have that slow period to get the store and the shop set up. For those of you wondering, I had posted earlier to Instagram about a deal over on Amazon for $9.99 mixed drawers. So the large and small drawers by Stack-On. Those are actually the builder favorites, so because of the different amounts. They like to have that in there. I placed an order for 11 on there and just recently got it canceled for technical difficulties, whatever the hell that is. So that could have been a fish, that could have been somebody just posted it wrong or whatever. For all of you that saw that post and went out and got it and just recently had it canceled, I apologize. I had mine canceled as well. Violence is Key. Good name. Nice haircut. What made you decide to cut your hair? And it was because my hair was long enough that I could cut it and provide wigs through Wigs for Kids to a number of small children who are going through cancer treatments. So if I cut my hair, I was already going to do a donation. But if I shaved my head completely, I would be able to go and donate a couple of wigs, or donate hair towards a couple of Wigs for Kids. And also did a live stream that's on the channel, and there's also still a giving thing there if people want to still donate. There's a link in the video, or link in the comment, or the details of the video, the link to that. But I had a live stream dedicated towards the cutting of the hair and why I was doing it, and basically people could make donations to towards cancer research for kids, specifically for kids. So, never would have guessed that. Yes, El Paso Bricks is in fact in Texas as well. Cool Kid Bricks, how you doing? Would it be safe to say that June through August are probably the slow sales months? Yes, yes, and it would be safe to say also that October through January would be the strong sales months. Why? Because that is traditionally the toy buying time. You know, summertime it's a lot easier. You can just give a kid a squirt gun and point them outside, and that's all there is that's needed to keep them occupied for 6 to 10 hours besides sunscreen and peanut butter and jellies. It's different when they're inside. They want to run, they want to pursue, so they need a lot of things to keep them occupied. So remember that sales of Lego is a child's toy. It is not an adult's item, no matter how you think you're engineering it. It is a child's toy. And a majority of the sales that you'll be dealing with on Bricklink, Brick Owl, eBay, any of those, it might be purchased by an adult, but it's actually going to a child, or an adult that's using a child as an excuse to revisit their childhood. In El Paso Bricks, you do not need 100,000 parts to be a successful store or anything like that. It all depends. When you do have a smaller quantity, you need to have a very large quantity per lot ratio, because most of the basic pieces that you have, everybody else has too. You don't sort of have your flair yet going. Like I geared a lot towards friend sets, especially in the beginning, because I'm a hashtag Lego dad with daughter, and I believe that, you know, Lego has been geared for so many years towards selling just to the little boy, that the little girl needs the incentive as well. And though I'm not a big supporter of the mini doll, I am a big supporter of sets that have a color scheme geared towards the young female. So that was one way that I sort of found my groove earlier on, is I was one of the few stores that was righteously parting out friend sets. And still do, to some great extent, actually. What I'm saying is, if you can figure out a groove, if you just do Star Wars battle packs galore, you will fill your store up with gray, which would be very beneficial to Star Wars builders, who are doing, you know, Empire ships or something like that. If you were just to part out this, or if you were just to part out that, you're sort of building a color scheme in your store that goes towards a theme or a genre in Lego, which would help you gear your sales towards those people. If that happens to be what you collect, that's why I try to say build what you, or buy what you build. Then that's very beneficial to you. So. Let's see. That Friends hair, though, that is one of the best things about Friends is the hair, and you'd be actually very surprised that the Friends mini dolls, parted out fully, do well once you get enough diversity in the clothing, and also age-wise in the clothing, because Lego does not continue to carry those outfits, let's call them, for the newer sets. You know, they change up the styles with modern culture. So you can find that you have some of the older stuff in there is now starting to pick up, which is pretty tremendous. Pretty tremendous from somebody that's coming from somebody who believed in parting out the mini dolls and essentially scalping them and hoping it would work. It's starting to work. It'd be awesome if Brick or Treat could join as well. just to keep me company and comment in here. That'd be swell. Yeah, a lot of people love Lego because it brings back a certain thing in their childhood, or just makes them feel young again. And that's one of the great things that I love about people who are into doing the Lego therapy as well. They get that, and they get that side of it. It adds towards not just the physical, but also the psyche. And Cool Kid Bricks, not only have you been lazy, I've been lazy as well. I just discovered an order that I had placed in your store in the shame closet. So. And somehow Bot picked up 70 pounds of brand new brick today. We'd love to hear about that. Come on in, Bot. I'm sick of hearing myself talk. It's so Kittenville Ranch. Take with you that I just said it takes time sometimes for these mini part and minifig pieces to sell. They go through cycles, and once you get off cycle, if they sell because you have them and other people do not. That's what I'm trying to sell them. The phrase, quote unquote, everything sells eventually. It is true, but it isn't true. Okay. Yes, everything does sell eventually, but what is your scale of eventually? And are you able to deal with eventually being 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years? So ask yourselves that. Am I in this for the long haul, or is this just a short gain for me because I'm into it right now, but I'm probably not going to be into it in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years? If you answer yourself, you're probably not going to be into it in that time frame. Might not want to part out sets. There. I need a bin. Ooh, that's a bad place to go, Great South Bricks, where you start to have lots of Lego just mixed together in a giant bin. Like that's a dangerous place to go. So, what input would you have about creating your brand? And I don't know, because I haven't done very well at creating my own quote unquote brand. I'm constantly putting my brand through the ringer, so to speak. So I'm probably not the best person to ask about that. To find the set number. Silly me. Typing in N for the Lego Ninjago movie. All right, so I'm just trying to find a case here. Boom. A lot of booming. All right. Questions, people. Seriously, like, give me some questions. Need questions. If nobody's going to join, going to need questions. Because otherwise, I'm just going to start parting out figs on screen. FB, I didn't know how much time it took to part out sets. I will try to be faster. Go at your own speed. Take your own time. Just keep track of it. Back over here. I don't know if you guys can see this. There. This is the Fortrex. I started putting that into the store 4 months ago. That thing moved, wrapped in plastic, covered in rubber bands, cross country with me in the truck. I'm putting it into the store now. That's one of the things that I love about those sorting trays is when you put them together and there's the weight from the brick on top of it. It stays pretty sealed. So that's pretty bueno. Let's see if there's any more questions. What's the largest set I've parted out and put in the store? Probably Star Destroyer. Some of those larger Technic sets, even the Black Friday set, that by size is probably the most, with parting out 100 of the Black Friday sets. Let's see how far down. I don't know how far I don't do sealed sets, so I don't know how far down the old Millennium will go. Probably drop by a couple $100 right off the bat, but same time, probably not going to drop below 800. What is the best way to deal with negative feedback or errors as a seller? So negative feedback, definitely try to deal with the seller. If you feel as though the feedback is not righteous, or recently I had an international buyer that told me I did not ship and I had proof of shipment, I just alerted Bricklink to it once I realized that I could. And they were very helpful and just said, yeah, you got it right here. It's already shipped. It's out of country. This has been shipped. And they removed the negative feedback for it, which was nice. Did not know that that was possible and that that was a didn't know that that was one of their things. What I'm trying to say. A lot of times you just have to do is ask. Also figured out how they are going about figuring out how if it's an actual AFOL, if you have problems in your store. I recently got negative or neutral feedback from somebody. I did not have a tile in stock. I refunded them their money and sent them an email about it prior to shipping it. And then once they opened their set or opened up their order and everything else and asked me about it, I had explained that I had refunded their money and let them know about that before it had shipped. And they went on a tirade and then started trolling me. I blocked them after having to deal with that. But just asked Bricklink about it, and I said, hey, this is I checked this person, and I don't think they're of age. And then Bricklink went in, and what they actually, I think what they do is they take the address and they run the public tax records. And if the names don't come up as being the same, they've got a good idea that it's one of the kids living at that address. As well, I let them know that the name of the buyer has also been listed in that area for winning a bunch of, they're on some baseball team and had been in some mini marathons or whatever for youth, like age 12 last year. So there was that to go with it too. So sometimes kids can be a little erratic, and irrational. It sucked I didn't have the plate or the tile. I felt really bad about it. That's when I actually discovered that I did not have a complete second series of The Simpsons, because I had actually gone into my sealed Simpsons figs to get the tile out of it to complete the order. Did not have it. That's when I went forward at that point and refunded them from it. But the reaction on the other side was a little bit over and beyond. What is the smallest set that I have sold for a big price? That probably would have been an Exxon set from the 1960s that I sold for about 145 bucks. It was one of those smaller sets, the white box, and that went off to Italy. I actually have not parted out any modulars. I've threatened to part out modulars, but I did not. Actually glad that I didn't, because I have 16 or 20 pet shops back on the shelves back there. That goes all the way back, and inside between the studs, 20 or 24 inches on the center are modulars being used as insulation. So, what do you do about buying at or close to retail for part out? I know that some who do argue that the part out value goes up. Part out value always goes down. Always goes down. Like I said, I tend to buy stuff that we're going to build, or I know that we're going to build, or that I want us to build. So I'm not really understanding Bricklighter's question. Why would you not be able to ship Lego to Italy? Is there some regulation where we have to follow some ban of some kind or another? Mussolini back, and we're worried about them rising up with Lego pieces, especially keeping the train ones out of there. Let's see. And I had a few sellers I bought from. Each time they were missing some or all of what I went to begin with. I've stopped shopping at their store for a while. I get it, but what is an entire lot when it's off like 10 plus? Yeah, I got you. Totally got you. Big South Bricks, if you want to come on and discuss your thoughts on bricks and pieces, you're more than welcome. But I have put that warning out to people for years now to avoid bricks and pieces, because it is watched heavily by Lego. And if you're going to buy pieces on bricks and pieces, buy them for yourselves and not for your store. And the big one, the one that I also reiterated got me in trouble. If you get the wrong thing, or you get the wrong count, and you're trying to slide one by, don't call and complain. Just take it for what it is. Oops, and hope for it again. What last thing you need to do is call. If you call, you're asking for problems. I just sold 7 poly bags and shipping cost was $6.50. Was that too much? I charged the buyer $3.99. I guess I made a mistake. I don't know, man. I don't know what poly bags they are. I don't know where you're shipping to. But no, it sounds ballpark. I'm speaking for inventory for your store. Do you always buy on sale? Of course. for part out, or can it be close to retail price for you to buy? No, it's got to be. Okay, so there's a million people dipping their fingers into your honeypot. You've got eBay if you're selling on eBay. You've got Amazon if you're selling on Amazon. You've got Bricklink and Brickowl if you're selling on there. You also have your transaction fee, which is going to go through PayPal for the most part, unless you're using one of the other sources. Then you've got postage, and then there's sometimes you have to incentivize your sale on different sites with free postage, or you reach a certain rate and you get free postage. You also have to deal with if you have discounts in your store, if you have coupons in your store, and things like that. So the old adage of 2x might go for a hobby store or somebody who's just looking to pay for their investment in their own fund. And that goes fine. But investment for your own fund, you're probably closer to 2.5x or 2.3. Right now, I'm looking at a minimum of a 3x part out. I don't believe in the 2.5. There's just too many more things going in there. There's growth to take into consideration. There is a lot more infrastructure than you can think about when you get into this. Once you start recalculating everything, you do want your part out value to be closer to 3x if you are trying to turn a profit on this. Or go and shoot for a goal like we had before with the kids' college education. Great South Bricks. I read through the customs info and apparently can only ship wooden toys into the country. Check with my post office and they concurred. Now, this was over a week ago. See, now I didn't read that, and I'm not going to read it. And I don't believe what I read on the internet. So I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I've written Lego on the receipt for being shipped into Italy before and not had a problem. In fact, the person who bought that old Lego set from me was a collector. So yes, and of course, you should never get your postage through USPS. They're only a proxy. You want to get you want to go directly through PayPal and with their link, or you want to go through, if you're a large enough service, to like stamps.com or somebody else. All right, come on, let's get them questions rolling. Otherwise, I'm just going to open more CMFs. If it was just polybags, man, it was less than a pound. It should have been $6.99. Somebody said that they always put plastic toy on there instead of Lego because they feel it has more of a chance to reach its final destination. I don't know about that. I don't know that people really, on a small package, read what is even on there. I think that they're looking for something that says like jewelry, gold, diamonds, or something like that, and not Lego. That's sort of like fake news. All right, I got one squishy head. I'm a big fan of the squishy head guys. I'm serious. Of course, I use ball mailers. You should never use non-protective shipping supplies for your Lego. Sending stuff in just a manila envelope is just asking for problems. Asking for big problems. It's just some random number, I believe. Great South. Donnie Ebert asks, in what ways were you successful balancing work, family, store before retirement? I was not. I was awful at it. I was absolutely, positively horrendous. I had 20-hour days and 4 hours of sleep each night. Favorite thing I ever sold? I don't know. I don't really let go of a lot of the stuff that I want to actually hold on to. I made that mistake a couple times just with elements, but they didn't buy out a lot. What would I do different? I would not have gone and tried to do a million-part store with having 2 young kids. That's just not. It's not conducive to family. I would have taken it a lot easier. It did push my hand, and I knew that it was going to push my hand. I knew that where it was going to push it, but it would have been nice to. Would have been nice to have more memories of the with the kids and stuff like that that I missed out on because of all of the time in the store and trying to do all the stuff with the LEGO community. Yeah, there's a lot of hype about the Harry Potter CMF, but you know what? Just like the Batman movie, just like every other CMF series that's geared towards a specific group, ultimately the only people that really give a shit about that are the people that are into it. Harry Potter's cool and all that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing Harry Potter, but Harry Potter is going to be somewhat. Say it's going to be just like the just like the Simpsons, man. Hate to disappoint, hate to put Harry Potter into that category if you would consider it as such, but let's see, question. Yeah, I don't. Kitten Villa Ranch is saying that for a lot of stuff that he ships out to China, he puts birthday gift on there and falsifies the information. I know people that do that. I won't do that. I don't support that. Not saying anything about you. I'm just saying that personally. It's not something I necessarily would advertise either, I guess. What's a big trick on getting a bigger group of people into your store? I don't know, man. Ask me when I'm successful, when I'm all grown up. Right now, I'm still getting the wheels below me. Oh, he's saying that he orders stuff from China. Well, I hope you're not ordering stuff from China for your Lego store. I don't think you're saying that you order Chinese Lego. Yes, sushi guy. Kitten Villa Ranch. You should watch out. There's a lot of people pulling schemes in China with Lego. You should know. Be careful of that stuff. Will it enhance the original Harry Potter? Yeah, it's gonna. I would say that probably the original Harry Potter figs might go down a little bit on the ones that are reproduced, but probably not so much on the ones that are unique. They don't do that with. And even with the fig, unless they have like 8 Harry Potters in the 20 fig series, which I hope they don't end up having. Another coal. Do you ever compete with other sellers on a big ticket item, modulars, UCS set, or even a large set? Both you want to sell it to keep. No, I don't do that stuff. If I did that, it wouldn't be fun. You know, it would be more like a job. It'd be more like selling a car or something crappy like that. It would suck the life out of me, and I had a job like that, and I left it. Yeah, I do pretty much just have parts listed. I got a couple sets listed. I'm sure my wife would love it if I listed more sets, which I might have to do in the future. But for right now, it's just parts. Parts is parts. We've got a lot of sets, but right now it's just parts is parts. Kendo Kai. Exactly, Don. You got to keep it fun. Otherwise, it's a job. Let's also all remember that it's a rumor of Harry Potter sets. It's a rumor of Harry Potter sets. So there's been nothing actually confirmed yet to say that Harry Potter is actually going to come back. Yeah, exactly, Great South. That's one of the things that keeps me away from shipping sets is that it's very difficult to ship them. You don't know how they're going to show up. It's very subjective to the buyer, especially if somebody's trying to, get away with a quickie. So that's what a lot of sellers actually fear is quote unquote that guy. Donnie asks, what's the best part I've ever found in a bulk bin? And I am going to respond with none, because I don't go through bulk bins. I'm sure I've got a favorite, because I did in the past. But I know for Donnie's come across some $200 parts in bulk bins before. Old El Paso Bricklink has been getting what's the word, flooded with new sellers for years. It's going to continue to get flooded with new sellers for years, because as people become fans of Lego, they want to sell it. But at the same time, they're also going to have people that fall off because they realize how much of a pain in the neck it is and how much of an investment in time it is. And they thought it was all cool and easy and neato to begin with. And then they realize, wow, this takes a lot. And they fall off. And there's places where you can go that will buy your store out from underneath you. Just remember that if you are wanting to sell a Bricklink store, the standard offer, the standard ask, 20% on the dollar. So if you can deal with that, then there's places out there willing to buy up your store. But if they find out that you've done like these crazy flash sales beforehand and like all the good stuff is gone and all there is crap there, they're most likely gonna back away and not go forward with it. Be wary of that as well. Just know that you need to know Lego before you start selling it. You gotta understand what's what and all that. The store is getting pretty full. By estimations, I should still be able to fit 250,000 to 500,000 more pieces into the store, though. Let's see here. I'm trying to keep talking as I'm looking through. Yeah, it literally takes thousands of dollars to organize an infrastructure. I was thinking about that today as I was starting to put away. The 4 trucks, it's a set that went on clearance. Some people jumped at it. If you don't want to get into the game of it's going to take 1 million parts, I'm going to need 1 million stack-ons or this or that or the next storage for this. Look at just doing the repeat sets, man. Look at just buying battle sets, battle packs. Let's get the same sets over and over and over. Great sale. I probably would even do a 2 billion part challenge if there was somebody that was willing to do it with me. Back when Stackers and I were doing that, it was a lot of fun. It was great camaraderie, but I fear that he's not as into Lego as he used to be. So unfortunate that is, most definitely. Doc is in his shed, chilling with his fish. Right, I got a Lloyd. I like that Lloyd fig. The one with the bowl. Did I score some of the Walmart clearance deals? I got a couple, but not like other people did. My Walmart does not do those deep discounts like some of the other places do, unfortunately, but hopefully I'll find a place that does. I'm still a pretty firm believer in Mills Fleet Farm for the stack-ons. Shipping's pretty cheap. They can get 12 of them shipped to you for $16 or something like that, $17. So that's not expensive at all. Big fan of Mills Fleet Farm as far as that goes. Now, theoretically, I should not be getting one fig after the another. In these, if I'm just pulling from a row, I'm at 34 figs. Still need 2 more to complete. 1 more to complete. That's all I got. Anglerfish guy. One of my favorites, as well as End Pop and Hiker Zane and Scuba Dude. Mills Fleet Farm, that is exactly what I said. Don't forget to check farming stores for stuff to hold infrastructure. Every once in a while, Tractor Company has some good deals too. Yeah, I haven't been buying that many sets, to be perfectly honest with you guys. Everybody who follows me on Instagram has seen all those sets. All those sets need to be parted out. So, kind of need to take care of that. And then I get deals like this on minifigs, and I could have gone a lot bigger on the minifigs. I'll probably kick myself for not going so big. But it gives me something to do as I sit here and talk to myself. As guests aren't joining. I don't think that they're going to be huge on Bricklink. I think that the only Lego Movie figs that were going to be big already have been big, and that is the Lego Movie, the original one. I think those figs will continue to escalate, as well as the Lego Movie sets, because the movie was actually good. I don't think the Lego Batman movie sets are really going to be all that great, because the movie was pretty lousy. That's just my opinion. Yep, Lowe's is another good place to get the drawers. You get to get the blue ones if you're actually concerned about colors, which you shouldn't be. But some people are. It's all right. We can have fashion-conscious Bricklink store owners. All right, if you guys are interested in seeing this stream again for some ungodly reason, whatever it could possibly be, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good crap. In case you didn't know, we've got some giveaways, raffles going on in the store. We've got, as part of the Bricks Out game, this round, we're doing this set right here. Set 6007, ultra rare helicopter in there. Check it out. As part of the other 25 raffle, which is if you place an order and after all your discounts and everything else, you spent $25 in the store, you get a raffle ticket for this set 04204 out of my personal collection. If you buy $100 worth of stuff after your discounts and all that crap, you get 5 tickets. You get a bonus one. 100 tickets max on raffle tickets on the mine. And then back there, we've got the detective's office. So currently going, this is going to be the quarterly prize. So starting September 1, going until December 1, any order placed in the store of any value gets a shot at that. Plus the regular bricks out stuff, which includes a set on the wheel. So there's a possibility to win 4 sets from one purchase by spending $25. That's not a bad deal. If it is, let me know. I can change stuff up. But I thought that would be a good incentive. Hershey's treating me great. Killerville Ranch. Let me know what you think about if Harbor Freight has storage boxes. You know, do a video review of them. Give them the once over and let people know. Not dissing you, don't take it that way at all, ever. But Harbor Freight historically is pretty crappy with everything that they sell. It's like that one-time use. I need to do this project store. So if it actually has some life to it and could be used with regular wear and tear, I would love to know about that. Please let me know. My storage space down here, it was, what is it, 15 by 12? So, and Northern Bricks is looking for more rock panels, as is everyone, and as am I. I actually just ordered some. Yeah, exactly. Great South Bricks. I'm not going to go buy one from Harbor Freight and try and test it out. Ain't gonna do it. Not a chance. Like I said, it's that place where you've got to do a project one time and you just need the tool to work for this one day and only start once because you're not going to stop during the entire process. All right. Woo-hoo. We have finished our collection. 46 figs in. Not bad. All right. Yeah, exactly. That's what the handy dandy plastic welder is for. That is definitely a Harbor Freight-ish type item. Check out my video review of that if you want to know what the hell we're talking about. But it's a lifesaver for those boxes. I had a drawer I pulled out today. Honestly, the thing weighs 5 pounds because it's got the weighted snowboards in it from one of the extreme sets, and it's weighted. So got like 50, 80, 100 of those snowboards in there. Adds a little weight. Another thing that we love in the store are these sorting trays right here, which I'm going to start using pretty soon. If you have questions about the sorting trays and crap like that, we can do another episode. I would really love to have other people in the room with me. Bastards. All right? Took my hazing. It's first time. I get it. But next week, let's get some more people involved. I can do more than just opening minifigures. Hopefully everybody else caught that sale at that large leading toy store yesterday where they were able to get 2 for $5 CMFs. Hope everyone also had some amount of restraint to leave some behind for the kids. So Great South Bricks will be available next week, and hopefully he will be talkative as well. El Paso Bricks, all of my entire room, it's we're at like 1.2 million bricks right now, 1.1 million bricks, somewhere around there. We've got more than 1 million bricks, and when we left Washington State, we were the largest independent Lego store online, and we were also had the largest variety of new. So, not sure if I'm gonna do that here in Pennsylvania, but never know. I'm just gonna be parting stuff out, putting stuff into stow. Hopefully that's what people want. Please, guys, I need input on the prizes and stuff like that. I'm not getting any input at all, which isn't a good thing. So if there's ways that things can be done better or anything like that, I'm open to suggestion. But right now, we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat station. Might give it a half an hour buffer in between Holland Ballin. Let me know what you think. The reason why I put it where it was because it got in before Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones is on break, so I'm wondering if I could buffer it a little bit, so that I'm not riding on Dr. Lucky's coattails. All right, so that's it. That's all. I'm BI Brick. See you guys next week on the Seller Stream. Thanks.